So we've talked about the importance of the 80-20 principle and the importance of committing to it. I want to take that to another level so you have a perspective of how you can approach your work. And this applies in any area of your life. And the analogy is the big rocks. And you may have heard people talk about that. Well, you got to do the big rocks first. And it's an analogy of the priorities. And the example is a professor walks into a classroom and he takes a jar and he puts some big rocks on the table. And then he puts the big rocks in the jar. And he asks the class, well, can I get anything else in this jar? And they say, no, you can't. It's full. Then he takes pebbles and he fills the jar with pebbles. And he asks, well, can I put anything else into the jar? They say, no, it's full. He gets a bag of sand. And he puts sand into the jar, and the sand fills in all the cracks between the pebbles and the rocks. And he asks them again, can he put anything else into the jar? And they start to say, well, yeah, I guess so. And then he takes a jug of water and he fills the jar up with water. And it obviously compresses the sand and it's now full with water. So the rocks, then the pebbles, then the sand, then the water. Now it's full. Now he takes another jar and he starts with putting the water. And he asks, can I put anything else in the jar? And if he starts to put the sand in, it's going to spill over. If he starts to put the other items in, it spills over. So the jar can hold all of those elements. It's just how you're putting them in. You got to start with the big rocks. And the big rocks are 20%. And let me read this from the notes. The big rocks must go in first. This jar is symbolic of your life. Everything here represents a priority in your life. The big rocks represent the highest priority. Your list of essentials, non-negotiables. The others represent smaller and less important priorities in your life. If you spend all your life chasing trivial things that don't matter, you will never achieve your highest priorities. Whatever your highest priorities are, make sure that you make adequate time and space in your life to accomplish them. So what are those highest priorities? What are those big rocks in your life that need more attention, that need to be the priority in your life? In your business, we know that's lead generation. It's finding new business. With your health, is it your diet? Is it your rest? Is it your ... your exercise? In your faith, is it going to the place of worship? Is it spending time meditating and praying? What is it? With your spouse, is it a date night? With your children, is it spending time with them? Is it being present? What is that big rock is the priority for each areas of those lives? So over the next week, I want you to be identifying that, being aware of it, and know that you're putting that big rock in first. Because when that happens, then other priorities can go on top of it. So this process is about priorities. It is about managing your time, investing your time wisely so that you're getting the best result and the greatest result from your energy and your effort. And when doing so, when you're focused on your big rocks, you will be living passionately.